Today, we're going inside El Salvador's Center for the Confinement of Terrorism, or CECOT. It's a prison built on one single, pretty terrifying idea. No one who walks through these doors is ever supposed to leave. That's how the guards here talk about the inmates. You see, CECOT isn't just another prison. It's a mega prison, a facility designed from the ground up for one purpose: to hold thousands of the world's most violent and dangerous gang members. To really get what's happening inside, you've got to start with the outside. This whole place is an absolute masterclass in security. It's not just built to stop people from escaping. It's engineered to completely crush the very thought of it. So this place was built back in 2022, and it is the largest prison on the entire continent. And its only job? To house up to 40,000 gang members, pulling them off the streets for good. The level of security here is just staggering. The whole complex, all 410 acres of it, is surrounded by this 9-meter-high concrete wall. And sitting on top of that, a 3-meter-tall electric fence pulsing with 15,000 volts 24/7. And that's just the beginning. You've got 19 huge watchtowers giving a constant 360-degree view, and they're manned by some of the 600 soldiers who are permanently stationed here. Then, to really seal the deal, they've got these powerful signal jammers that create a 2-kilometer dead zone. No phone calls, no internet. CECOT is basically its own island, completely cut off from the world. You know, just getting inside took us more than an hour, and it's a process every single person has to go through. Doesn't matter if you're a guard, a visitor, or a new inmate. It is this long, invasive gauntlet that's designed to find absolutely anything and everything. Absolutely nothing is left to chance. First, you give up all your stuff. Then you're put through this high-tech scanner that's so powerful, it can see your bones, your organs. It's looking for any kind of hidden contraband before you even take a single step inside. And you might think, wow, isn't that a little extreme? Well, there's a good reason for it. The staff told us that new inmates would go to incredible lengths to smuggle stuff in. We're talking about swallowing things as small as micro SD cards to things as, frankly, unbelievably large as phone chargers. But honestly, nothing can really prepare you for that moment you step into one of the modules. It is just an overwhelming wall of humanity, a sea of 2,500 guys with shaved heads all wearing the same thing. And every single one of their eyes is on you. It's this world of controlled chaos, a life that's been boiled down to the most grim, monotonous reality you can imagine. Life in here is stripped down to absolutely nothing. Every inmate gets just half a square meter of personal space. They live under artificial lights 24/7, so they literally never see the sun again. You can have up to 150 men sharing just 2 toilets. They sleep on bare metal bunks, no mattresses, and they eat the exact same meal, rice and beans, every single day. And any contact with the outside world, family included, is gone forever. And that's where you find the ultimate irony of this place. Out on the streets, rival gangs like MS-13 and Barrio 18 would kill each other on sight over a street corner. In here, they're all locked up together, forced to live side by side in the same cramped cell until the day they die. So what happens if you break the rules in a place like this? The punishment is something else. They call it the isolation cell. It's just a small concrete room that's pitch black. No light, no sound. There's no way to know if it's day or night. It's a tool for total sensory deprivation, and it's designed to mentally break even the toughest criminal you can imagine. While we were inside this fortress, we got this incredibly rare opportunity to actually speak with an inmate. And not just any inmate. We're talking about a high-ranking leader of the MS-13 gang, a guy who's been living a life of crime for about 30 years. His name is Marvin. He's 41 years old. And he told us his story. And honestly, it's a story you hear over and over again. He grew up without a dad, was looking for a family, a way out of poverty. And he found both in the brutal world of a gang. He talked with this chilling, matter-of-fact tone about the real price of that life. He didn't just lose his freedom, he lost everything. Everyone who ever mattered to him, all because of the path he chose. So we had to ask. We had to ask the one question that gets to the very heart of the violence that landed him and thousands of guys just like him in this exact place. His answer was just staggering. He calmly told us he'd killed more than 50 people. And get this, that's only counting the murders he committed after he'd already been to prison for the first time. It's just a horrifying window into the world CECOT was built to contain. Stepping out of that prison and back into the sunlight, it's really jarring. But it's only when you're out that you can really start to process the why behind a place like this. And understand that, you just have to look at the numbers. Take a look at this. In 2015, before this huge crackdown, El Salvador was one of the most dangerous countries on earth. I mean, a homicide rate of 104 per 100,000 people. Fast forward to 2023, after CECOT and the mass arrests, and that number has plummeted to just 2.4. It's made it one of the safest countries in the whole region. But this peace came at a really high price. It was achieved through a state of emergency that led to over 70,000 arrests in just 16 months. That's nearly 2% of the entire country's adult population. Which brings up some really serious questions about how many innocent people might have gotten swept up along the way. And that's the tough question this all leaves us with. The results are undeniable, right? A nation that was once terrorized by gangs is now, for the most part, at peace. But the way they achieved it, well, it really pushes the boundaries of what we call justice. When a country decides to fight crime with this kind of absolute force, what's the cost to itself? And believe me, the whole world is watching El Salvador to find out.